I have a bit of a pessimistic view of dating in general. Like, and even you being like a match or what, like a dating coach, like those apps, I just saw a video recently, those apps aren't meant to even help people get on dates. Like, they're meant to keep you on there because if two people meet and have a successful relationship, the app loses business. So they're incentivized to keep your lonely ass on there, swiping for more people. And they strategically will put ugly ones in there and then put a cute one in there, knowing that,
intermittent reinforcement.
There you go. You get it. You know how the apps work.
Hinge is a bit better about it, but you need to be very intentional to like actually take advantage of their whole design to be deleted thing.
And I just think about how, back in the olden days, like just dating was simpler. When your parents met, it was simpler. There was no like
options.
All the girls here have gotten 100 times more like attention than I get, and I have millions of followers. So it's like, how does a normal guy even compete in this dating market? You can't. Like, if a regular girl's getting 50 to 100 DMs, approaches, whatever, how do you even stand a chance? So I feel really bad for the majority of men who don't have a lot of success in a dating pool, and I don't know what the solution is. I feel like you just have to level up the best you can, appearance wise, financial wise, everything, because the competition is like, it's crazy.
I mean, can I comment on that? I agree and disagree, because none of the messages that I ever receive I ever respond to. I would only, for myself, I would only pursue a man who is pursuing me in person and making an effort, like appearance-wise, shows me that he has ambition, etc. But there's a lack of that.
Can we get a posture check from you? And just, I feel like you're slouching.
Oh,
and
yes,
I'm looking out.
My thing keeps.
I'm looking out for you. It's all good.
Your booster.
My booster seat keeps slipping. Okay, I don't know what I was saying.
No, I see what you're saying. Like, you specifically won't answer DMs. I'm not sure if most girls behave like that. I think most girls will answer certain DMs from certain guys, but it's just like, how do you compete with, I know like y'all are getting blue checks and athletes and like some really top tier guys. How does a regular dude even get close to that? Like, you can't.
They don't.
You don't, and then they end up, hey, can I pay $2,000 to kick me in the nuts? Like,
I have seen statistics. Like, I've done thorough just like checks to make sure it's from actual studies, and then asking men I know, asking my like ex when we were still together, men are not having sex these days. Whereas every girl I know, if she isn't celibate, she has had sex whenever she wants to, and it is a serious topic that I considered sending beforehand, but then I was like,
Yeah.
So you're right.
So it's kind of a weird, dire situation.
Send the asteroid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
And we're in this era of like hating on men, and I'm like, damn, I think men need the most help now more than ever.
But they also need each other supporting them.
Ryan, keep going, Ryan.
I don't have too much more to go on that, but there's this gender war going on. It's like, whoa, like there's so many men. I mean, you hear the stories of kick me and spit on me, and I'll pay you $100 just to speak to me. Like, how incredibly sad is that? I don't know if y'all could even fathom having to pay someone $100 just to speak to you, and here we are, misogynist, toxic, this and that. And like, that's why I like to try to, I don't know, root for guys. Like, nobody's here to help men at all, and it's cool to.
I'm literally helping men.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I agree, and there's a lot of very nice, good guys who just get overwhelmed from what I've observed from the whole alpha male podcast thing. And that's why I think it's important for, panels like this, people showing that it's okay to have your view. If you're only getting one match a week, that's okay. Because like I mentioned earlier, it just takes one person if you want to be in a relationship, unless you're into poly.
And I know you have to go, but I did have one question for you. Sorry to string this on a little longer, Brian. Have you ever told your male clients to be an asshole to girls?
I never to be a dick. What typically happens though is they are scared of being seen as predatory or douchey, so they end up never even asking a girl out. So what I have done for most of them actually is say, like, you don't need to ask her 5 questions in a row to try to seem like you're interested. It's okay to like she's dating you too. So you do need to talk about yourself. But I've never I attract very nice clients who feel awkward. Never tell them to be douchey. The most I've done is say, try to be a little bit more cool and maybe don't text her back 1 minute later at 7 a.m.
Yeah, I was
Like, don't be desperate,
No, but I get what
but
you're
don't be a
saying,
douche.
'cause
Yeah, I look.
I was
it happens a
I
lot
like
where
dicks.
women aren't attracted to nice
Yeah.
men. They would rather be treated like crap.
To desperate men, I would.
Yes. Yeah.
You
And
were
a
gonna
lot of
say
times
something?
nice guys.
What was I say? Oh yeah.
You like dicks? Is that what you said?
That's what I heard.
I heard I like dick. Like
No, like, kind of like when guys kind of don't give you as much attention and like stuff like that. It kind of makes me want to like chase them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
it's
what-
about the chase.
Yeah.
And if I'm not chasing
No, but-
you,
but,
it's
like,
like,
But that's like
I hate the
maturity
chase.
versus immaturity. Like, you probably aren't going to find a husband if you're dating like that. But at 18,
I'm not
you
dating
don't,
like
and
that,
at
like-
18, you don't need a husband.
Like if
don't
guys
want one.
don't do that, that's not like a break point for me. I'm just saying like
If he's
us-
simping after you, probably won't take him seriously.
No,
right?
I would for sure. I've done that with a lot of guys, but
Aw.
I mean, isn't that pretty common? Like girls like
Yeah.
guys who are assholes.
I think it's
Yes,
kind
for
of.
some
I feel like a
reason.
lot of people do that. Like
don't.
it's the chase. You know what I mean?
I like when my man is like obsessed with me.
I like when my man is respectful and not an asshole.
Yeah.
like, I just know growing up, I was the nice guy and never got anything. And then even me and my guy friends would be like, I said this to this girl and she loved it. And I'm like, why do they like being mistreated or whatever? And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a villain, but I got turned into a villain. So sorry.
I think that depends on the women that you
Yeah,
want to
or
be
select women differently. It's a trauma cycle.
So you're saying the women that I'm speaking to specifically are the ones that are into that, and there's girls that are.
You attract what you put out, or you attract the inverse of it. So like my most long-term client, he used to just go on dates with the strangest woman. Like one of them, she was like, yeah, I like to imitate dead animals.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, but that's
But
The woman said that.
Yes, it was. He used to attract very strange. He also lives in like a rural area, but that's when he was being a nice guy. But in reality, he wasn't being nice. He was letting himself be stepped on.
By letting her
Yeah,
decapitate
it's like-
animals.
No, like he would just date strange women. So I think if you're dating
That's some psycho.
desperate or
Legit
traumatized
psycho.
or hurt woman,
Dahmer shit.
then you just aren't selecting who you're dating. Like, I'm not at a place to be dating someone for the rest of my life. I don't want a husband. I'm not ready for that. Therefore, the dudes who are carrying themselves in such a way that they want that type of commitment should not be trying to talk to me, because when I say, oh yeah, I'm flying out tomorrow, so let's reschedule our date, like, I'm not. Basically, reevaluate who you're attracting, and if you feel like you have to be a douche to get them to like you, maybe don't go for them.
Yeah, well, I would say
that make sense?
I completely understand your viewpoint. I didn't attract any, like, being nice attracted nobody. Being not nice attracts people. Like,
Fair enough
Which is
observation.
crazy.
so it's like, but I'm just
Do
speaking
you
from my
want a
perspective
busy
as a
love
guy.
life or a very, like, I think it's very fair to want to just go on a bunch of dates, get a bunch of action, and if being not douchey but a little bit less attentive, I think that's super valid. And like, I have not for very long, but I've worked with some men who want just casual dating, and then it's a few little tweaks and then boom, they get it. And that's valid. But if you want wifey, would wifey accept that behavior?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, and
it's
I'm
all
at
about your intentions.
I'm at a point where I don't have to act anyway. I'm just the way I am. I'm able to weed through. Yeah, I definitely don't have to put
Weed
on
through
like
your
a.
thousands of DMs.
I have to weed through them all. Nah, it's I've gotten to a better spot, but I remember being like a senior in high school, and it was like
I was also gonna say I feel like the younger crowd of women are more into that.
Yes.
Like a little
Yes.
like
As evidenced by
a little more
Mature, older
mature
women that, like,
nicer
they want men that
guys.
take care of
Yeah,
them and
exactly.
want to.
But in their youth, who were they going after? One of our previous male panelists on the show, Brandon, from way back, and I don't know if any of you girls have heard this saying. Maybe you've heard it. I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but have any of you heard the saying, if you treat her like dirt, she'll stick to you like mud?
Oh no.
interesting.
I've heard that.
It is catchy.
It is catchy. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I wonder if part of it is like maybe, obviously women are attracted to confident men. Well, I think like maybe when some women are younger, they're going to confuse like that arrogance or asshole behavior as for confidence.
Absolutely.
And maybe
Yes.
they are confident too. So it's almost like they'd rather date a guy who's an asshole but confident than date a guy who's nice but weak, or a guy who's nice but
Yeah.
Insecure.
because it's not attractive. And also I think, like, for example, I'm not an expert in psychology, but like there is a phenomenon where women will like get in touch, and there's a few potential explanations for this. Women will contact men who are in prison seeking like romantic relationships with these men who are like murderers, killers. Even like the fucking serial killers will get like attention from women. They'll be like sending him letters. They'll want to meet him, maybe even get married. What, did you send a letter to a prisoner the way you're looking at me right now? Just the way you were looking, I was like, what, you sent
I also
pen
feel
pals?
like girls are into like, I've heard like some of my friends say this, they like toxic relationships, like they like the
Oh,
fighting.
the drama.
Yeah,
I think
they,
that's
like,
part of
seek
it too.
toxicity.
Yeah.
I do think that
I
the
think
worst thing you can do is bore a woman. I think
Yeah.
I've heard
Yes,
that.
You can do anything except bore.
Yeah, I think you can do anything except bore a woman. So it's I think there's that component. I think another component is like a guy who's a criminal, who's like a murderer, right? He's capable of violence, and I think it does, like, there's an evolutionary component of like a guy who's capable of violence. You can sort of see that, okay, he would be prepared to defend you, and it's like sort of this, I don't
Kind of
know.
makes sense.
That's,
So it's
that's
like-
interesting. That makes
Like,
sense, but
it's hot if a guy gets into
weird.
like a fight over you.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the pathology.
And then if you just take it like really far, then you get to the Britney Spears in love with a criminal.
Yeah, I
Yep.
also feel like it's the aftermath of like the fight after, you know, when you have like, there's like after fight
Huh?
sex.
You talking about the after sex? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
have you guys heard of that?
Wait, what?
Just you.
Oh,
No,
the
you know
fight-
what I'm talking about. You fight and then after
You
you have
fight
like the
with-
best sex.
Oh,
Makeup.
Yeah.
Wait,
makeup sex.
Oh, make it like an argument?
Yeah, so like
Oh.
for a lot of I've like heard this, like for a lot of people they would like fight with their significant other and then
For the
they have
makeup
like
sex.
really good sex after.
Is this from first hand
Yes. Yes.
experience? Oh, so you would start shit with your
No,
boyfriend?
I wouldn't start shit on
Oh,
purpose.
okay.
But just,
Yeah, you would never start
But
an
also,
argument.
like, and then after the fight, he'd like comfort you and stuff like that. I think that's another reason. I mean, I don't like toxic relationships, but I think that could be reasons why people do.
Okay, fair enough.
I'd
Fair enough.
rather a man fight another man over me than fight
Well, yeah,
me.
Well,
But,
duh.
but then there's another thing that I've spoken about with one of my other friends as well. I'm a very calm, gentle guy, and the girls would be choke me, slap me like in bed.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, that's crazy. Like, I don't want to hurt
Yeah.
you. So harder, this and that. And it's like, because there is something primal and instinctual about them wanting to be overpowered and dominated and violence. And it's like, yo, I do not want to be violent.
I've only
At
seen
all.
that in women who have like childhood trauma though.
I feel like a lot
Like
of girls be like,
I'm
choke
thinking
me.
about I can only
Yes.
speak from like
Bro,
my
I don't know what
friends,
happens in the past like 5 years or some shit. Every chick's like
like asking for
wants
that.
to be. You know
I
what?
I
don't-
mean,
that's
it's
horrible.
statistically
I don't know
they've figured out that it's because more women are watching more porn and
Ooh.
porn
I
in
believe
like
it.
not OnlyFans. I mean, like the
Porn.
actual porn industry. That's they are so violent and
I
it's
th-
desensitizing women
I hate
and men
getting choked.
to both.
You hate
of those.
getting choked?
Hate.
What about the like maybe if some of the girl? Do you prefer gentle or rough sex?
Gentle.
It just depends on my mood. I don't mind either one.
Okay,
Depends on the man.
depends on. Okay,
I feel like it definitely depends on the mood. Yeah.
come on, guys, just say you like to be choked. Come on. You don't have to. You guys can be honest. Just say you like to get your hair pulled and get spanked and all this shit. But
There's obviously a time and place for different types of intercourse. But yeah, it is quite the conundrum where it's like that fear and the danger and violence is like
It's addicting. Stress
yeah.
is addicting, and so that's why women go bounce from toxic relationship to toxic relationship, because once you're in one, you live off of chaos and you live off of toxic energy and stress is cortisol in your
Yeah.
body. And so when you're addicted to that dopamine rush, Once it goes away, you have to have it back because you withdraw from it. So women are constantly seeking that dopamine rush because that's the only thing they know that they're getting dopamine from is abuse.
There definitely is like a rough sex meta. It seems like, you know what I think it might be? Maybe the girls can weigh in on this. I think they got corrupted by one dude. There's like some
It just takes
dude,
one
Oh
guy.
yeah. for
one
sure.
guy who like is kind of into BDSM and he wants to tie you up and choke you and fucking spank you and put marks on you. Maybe not like hit you, but like what, you know, whatever it is, and consensually.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women might. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey is like was.
Yeah, it's in
That
movies.
could also be another
in movies
thing,
and
you
stuff
know, 50
too.
Shades
It's
of Grey.
sex has gotten a lot more aggressive. I feel like in movies.
Word. And I wonder if it's like kind of a I don't know what the right term is. Maybe you guys can help me out with this. I don't know if it's a domino effect or if it's a snowball.
I
But it's
feel
like maybe girls are like heard something or they're like
Yeah.
they heard from something from their girlfriends or they maybe had an experience with a guy and then they think, okay, all guys like that. Okay, I'm gonna ask him to
Almost
choke
like
me.
a trend.
Yeah, like snowball effect. So then guys are seeing all the girls who are wanting to be, and then so the guys start like going for it, and then the girls must think, oh, this is what all guys want, and so they ask for it. So it's like
I think that's exactly what it is.
it's like
Yeah,
a
for
positive,
sure.
negative, positive. Wait, what's the term? There's a term for this.
It's negative reinforcement.
Yeah.
And now
positive feedback loop. I think
Positive
That
feedback
sounds about
loop
right.
more
positive
accurate.
feedback
Yeah.
loop. and
Reinforcement is rewarding the behavior, and positive is giving something rather than taking away.
So, yeah, good times.
We made it to a new day together.
Oh my God, Mr. Pay to Win, you are on fire. Thank you so much, man, for the gifted 20 subs on Twitch. Much appreciated. Actually, why don't we do this right now? Pull up Twitch really quick. Twitch.tv